Hi, my name's Amy from Acrylic. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a short overlay on my own nails and talking you through my cuticle application. I'm using soft beige from Naio Nails, as well as my Glitter Planet size 10 Aqua brush, which as you can see is beautiful. So I've done a soak off on my own nails. I've got the majority of the product off. There is still a little bit of staining there from some yellow acrylic, and I've got tips on 2 fingers just to even out the length. They were too short to really do anything with. So I'm picking up a bead. The bead is the most important thing in doing an overlay. It's a great place to start to practice your one bead if you've never done one bead before. Short nails are fantastic to get going with it. This first nail, I've picked up a bead and placed it just slightly further down than I should have done, but that's okay. I've pushed it up to meet the cuticle, tapping it in, getting the tip of my brush to make it nice and flush, making sure it meets the side walls, and then using the belly of my brush to pat and press that product down. The middle section of your nail is going to adhere itself really, so you're concentrating more on the cuticle and the side walls to make that nice and flush so there's no big ledges or anything. Then I'm using the belly of my brush to tap at that free edge to make it nice and smooth, and then again going over the top to make it smooth. So there's very little filing to do if your application is spot on. Looking at the nail from all angles to make sure that I've hit every sweet spot and you've got a nice smooth surface. So you can see here my bead isn't perfectly spherical yet, but as it polymerizes, there it goes into this beautiful shape. And you can see as I turn my nail there to the camera, you can see the top half of that bead fills that cuticle area perfectly. So there's very little work for me to do around the cuticle. I just have to tap, 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 making my brush flat there, as you can see on the towel. I'm coming back in and tapping that edge of the bead around the side walls to make sure it adheres. Then I'm using more of the belly of my brush to pat that product down the nail. Again, tapping the free edge, and as you tap that free edge, it will create kind of a lip at the top where you've pushed the product back, so then you have to go back with the belly and smooth that out over the free edge. Looking down the barrel of the nail, making sure there's no lumps or bumps. Tap, tap, tap on the free edge again, back to smoothing it out again. So again, on the little finger, a slightly smaller bead because it's a smaller nail, getting it as close to the cuticle as possible, tapping it around and making sure that bead meets flush at the cuticle and the side walls down at the bottom of the nail. And then using the belly, more of the belly of my brush to drag that product down the nail. Tap, tap, tap at the free edge. Coming right in on those side walls, making sure it's stuck down there. If we have ledges, we're going to lift. So these are my nails after filing. I actually decided to take them down a little bit more and round the corners off as well. I love my long nails, but I just needed a break. Take the pressure off a little bit and just do a nice simple short overlay. Now, just to disguise some of that staining that I can see peeping through in some spots through that soft beige colour, I'm coming in with my Urban Graffiti base coat. I put it on my thumb first and just freeze that for a couple of seconds to make sure it's not going to run anywhere, as I'm slower painting my nails than I am on a client. So we'll freeze that thumb to make sure it doesn't go anywhere and continue painting the rest of my nails and curing them. Now what this is going to do is create a nice sticky base for us to do a glitter press on. Now I do this a lot on myself. It's a really quick and easy way to jazz up a set of nails. Using my Glitter Planet clear holo, which I've decanted into a little pot, and I'm using just an old naffed up acrylic brush that has gone really fluffy. You can use any brush, a cheap makeup brush works. I'm dipping it into the glitter and touching it onto the nail, onto that tacky layer, brushing off the excess and then just sweeping over to make sure that all the glitter particles lay really flat. And I love applying glitter this way because it's not bitty, it's not chunky, everything lays perfectly flat on the nail. Looks a bit chromy if the glitter is fine enough, but in this instance it just lays flat and looks like tiny glitter, which is perfect. It's important to remember to only touch the glitter onto the nail and not the bare brush onto the tacky layer, because then your brush is going to get sticky. So only tap the brush onto the nail when there is glitter on it. I'm going with my Urban Graffiti top coat, and it is labelled GT because it's my glitter top, so I use this top coat over any service that has loose glitter or chrome, so that my other top coat I reserve just for plain colours and isn't going to get dirtied up with bits of chrome or glitter that's going to ruin the finish on just a simple colour. So there you have it, really short nails for me, but simple, nude, you can't really go wrong. I hope this has helped. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Bye.